really fun to work with. When I did some assistant directing for Dragon Ball Kai, and I got to direct him on Krillin, which is hilarious because he knows that show and that part a bajillion times better than I ever possibly could. I don't even know why I was there. He could have just directed himself, but it was really fun getting to work with him. And I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, and then as soon as I leave, someone will be like, this will be on YouTube, and then someone will call me up and be like, I thought I was your favorite voice actor. And I'll say, get over it. And then I'll punch him in the face. Just kidding. I'm not that violent. Maybe. Other questions?
Do you have any interesting con experiences?
Con experiences. I've noticed that when you're a girl, that was a really dramatic pause. When you're a girl, you tend to have more of the fanboys than the fangirls. And fanboys are way, I know this might be surprising, way less insane than fangirls. Fangirls are psychotic. I mean, crazy. I mean, sometimes dudes, at most, a dude can be a little creepy, but like, whatever. They're like that in real life, you know, so it's not really that big of a deal. But man, I've heard some crazy stories about fangirls. Like, I think probably the most insane one that I've heard was Eric Vale. Eric Vale he was in Australia at a convention, and he had brought his wife with him, and he was doing a signing, and his wife came up and said something to him, and then went back out to the dealer's room, and one of the girls in line asked his handler, you know, like, is that Eric Vale's wife? And he was like, oh, yeah. And she bolted for her with the intention to like tackle her. And luckily, and Elise is like tiny, she's like, well, she's pretty feisty though, she probably could have taken her, but she's like 5 foot and weighs maybe 80 pounds, like she's tiny. And so this girl is like running after her, and luckily the handler guy noticed this and beeline for her and tackled her before she got to Elise. So just crazy stuff like that. Like, why are you guys so crazy? It is so bizarre to me. And especially, do you guys get Italia over here? Yes. You Italian? Oh, duh. Right there. Have you ever seen Italia? Have you treated like a character on that? Yeah, fangirls for that are nuts. Oh my god, like I feel like, actually, you know, I think whenever they announced the cast at Otakon, they had a whole bunch of the dudes there. I think they had like 7 of them there, and they gave them rape whistles for the convention, and they used them. Like, girls are nuts. And I guess it's because with a girl, you know, we tend to be smaller, and so we feel like if we come up and tackle a dude, it's not a big deal. But I think men in general understand that if you were to come up and just body slam me, that would probably kill me. So, not really, I'm not that much of a pussy, but like, you know what I mean. So, yeah, I guess it's just, I'm lucky in that I am a girl, and other girls don't freak out about me like they do about boys. So yeah, I don't really have that many crazy stories. I think probably the coolest thing that I've ever gotten at a convention was, I'm a huge chocolate fan, I love chocolate, and there was a professional chocolatier who came to Anime Central, it was the one in Chicago, and he had created a chocolate inspired by one of my characters, Holo, from Spice and Wolf, and it was delicious. It was so good. I mean, it would have been cool even if it wasn't that great, but it was actually a really good chocolate. It was like, and are there any Spice and Wolf fans here? It was infused with pepper and apple, which is so Holo, and wheat. He also had wheat, like wheat flavoring in it too. So it was just, it actually, like, you know, reminded me of the character, and I thought that was it was very artfully done. It was really cool. That's probably the coolest thing that's ever happened, but I can't really think of the weirdest thing that's ever happened. There hasn't been anything all that weird. My mom coming to a convention with me, that's kind of weird. Yesterday we walked around and found cosplayers that she liked and took pictures with them. It was weird. What's hilarious is the very first one that she picked out was, actually, is he in here? Vincent Valentine? Are you here? Oh, okay. Well, he was the first person that we took a picture with because yesterday he was wearing this big skull mask. And hilariously enough, my brother and I, well, mostly my brother, grew up really into like rock and roll and death metal. Like my brother's really into death metal. So when my mother sees skulls and skeletons, she immediately thinks, oh, my babies. Like, it's not like, oh God, it's like, oh, makes me think of my babies. So that was the very first one. She's like, oh, I have to get it by the skull. Do you know I love that? Yeah.
Just from a sort of administrative point of view, what's the procedure for voice actors and actresses coming to the UK? Are you approached by Kitacon, or do you come to us?
I was approached. They emailed me. I have no idea how they even got my email address, but they emailed me. Well, I mean, it's public knowledge, but they emailed me and just asked me if I was interested in coming, and I said, hell yes. I literally did say that. My response was, Do I want to go to a convention in the UK? Hell yeah! So yeah, usually they'll contact us. You can write conventions and let them know that you're interested. And I've gotten a few conventions that way as well. But usually, especially for the overseas ones, they'll contact us. Because a lot of times we don't know, I didn't know if I was popular in the UK. I don't know what you guys are into compared to the US crowd, you know what I mean? Which actually, what are you guys into? Like what's like the most popular show here right now?
Black Butler.
Black Butler? Really? You don't hate the accents?
It's one I get in the ear most of the time.
You get used to the terrible accents. Oh yeah, that's true. Nagamo was...
Catherine Sins.
It was hit here before it was dubbed, and it was like known as Courage Shitsuji, and
yeah.
Sort of took off. Then it became Black Butler, it was dubbed, it came out here, and it was very popular.
Wow, I'm surprised. I was actually, whenever I got invited, I was like, of course I was like, hell yeah, but I was a little bit afraid because of Black Butler, and I thought, are they calling me out here so that they can make fun of me? You're like, it's funny you say that because I wanted to go ahead and make fun of you.
Greg Ayres had exactly the same thing when he first came over, just after Negimo.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are surprisingly nice about it.
Black Butler and Natalia, I think, are the most popular
all the time before we got here.
There's also
you got all your
Catherine
complaining
Sins.
out first.
English.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Nettie is Welsh, and I think one of the things was an extra sort of like a DVD extra that actually said, and this is from America, like, Wales is part of England. Cue millions of angry Welsh people going like, murder whoever made that DVD.
It'll cost a few years.
Less with the Welsh.
Yeah, I hear you guys are pretty feisty.
Quickly.
Yes.
Do you know when the dub of Rosa Vampire is coming out?
No, because we're in a lot of talks right now about the lyrics. We're just trying to figure out, because we're getting approval from the Japanese, and they have, usually when we do that for virtually anything that we get, dubbed song-wise, but usually they don't really care, but these guys care a lot. So they have a lot to say about it.
I think it's because like in like the first season there's like a bit of songs, but in the second season Kurumu actually has her own personal song.
Oh, she has several. Yeah, no, trust me. I'm doing the music directing for that. It's a lot of songs. It's so many songs. But it's fun. Other questions?
Oh yeah.
What's it like recording that anime show with Terry and Peyton?
Well, that anime show with Terry and Tatum, it's I often forget that we're doing a show because, and I sometimes feel bad because I feel like we're just sitting there and talking about, I mean, we aren't, I don't feel like, I know, we're just sitting there talking about nothing. Like things that we would just talk about normally if we were just sitting at their house and doing nothing. So to me, I would think that it would be boring, but I guess, I assume that you like it because you still listen to it. But yeah, I mean, it's fun because of that, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, why does anyone listen to this? This is so boring. It's just us getting on our soapboxes about stupid shit. But I guess that's interesting enough. Other questions? What's that? Yes, I do more on Holic. You want me to do the voice?
Do you enjoy doing it?
Oh, do I enjoy doing it? Yes. I can do the whenever they're singing around Watanuki and they're like, Watanuki, Watanuki, Watanuki. And we did that for like 5 minutes.